Another cool thing to do in Montana is the Museum of the Rockies. Honestly, I wasn't planning on making a video tour of this museum because everyone's been to one, right? They're not that special. But maybe I was really caffeinated when I went here, or maybe it was because this museum really didn't possess any of the fluff or fillers that other museums have. You know, beads, pottery, unreadable scrolls, all that boring stuff. They kept their exhibits to the wow factor. One of the parts of the museum that I particularly enjoyed was this living museum. Impressive about this living museum is that this house is really old-timey, like pre-1905, and everyone in there, everything in there dates back to that era. So they call it a living museum because there are actually people in this museum who reenact living in that era, and it's called the Tinsley House. Now walking through the front yard here, we come upon their vegetable garden, and everything in this vegetable garden is stuff that people would have grown in 1905, along with the flowers here too. So they have corn, maize, lettuce, all sorts of varieties of vegetables, and this is what they would subsist on in that era. Now let's get into the house. This is the front of the house, and we're entering it right now. Here's the front yard. Alright, let's go into this room now. So here's the living room, and everything is of this era, and it's supposed to be a middle-class Missouri type farmhouse. There's the old-timey piano and fireplace, and here are the reenactors making a video. And then here is an ice box that actually has ice in it, like a refrigerator, and they'd keep food down there. Wash basin. Here's their stove and oven. And they actually make breads and cupcakes and whatnot of that time era too, using old-timey recipes with those tools and cast iron pots and pans. And their little cupboard there too. Okay. Down to their dining room. There's their china cabinet. Again, 1905, folks. Let's head upstairs. Then here's their stove. Oh, actually, no, sorry, not stove, fireplace. All right, let's head upstairs. And then here, we have another reenactor who's making yarn. Hi. And here's actual real wool that they've dyed and that they've threaded through. And they're making yarn.
Sat down. She didn't say anything, so I'm grateful for a few minutes.
And then handmade mittens and hats. And then this loom to make a rug.
Oh, I see. You lift up the yarn up to the next nail.
Yeah,
And then it goes to,
Yeah, I have to
I
move it.
see, yeah,
move it back and forth,
sure,
distribute it across the,
yeah.
yeah, and that's
Let's move on to the next rooms. Alright. So first up, looks like a little kid's room with the old-timey toys. I mean, creepy dolls. And what's so cool is that they even have, what we noticed, I'm not sure whether they have it in here, but they actually have chamber pots too. Here, let's go on to the next room. This is a little girl's room now, I think. And there's that little chamber pot. There's another one there in the corner. I don't know why I'm so interested in chamber pots. Little jug for water. Chest for her toys or clothes. And then, oh, this is the cutest. They have a nursery. And there's a crib. And a little toddler chamber pot. I think so cute. Rocking horse. Okay. And then here I think is a master. They have a closet, wardrobe, wash basin, and then a 4-poster bed. And then of course, the chamber pot. All right, let's head outside.
Have something boiling, something simmering, and then it does become interesting when baking in the interior, like my cupcakes today, because I have to constantly turn whatever's in there so my heat is on one side.
Okay.
So otherwise, if I don't, one side will be burnt and the other will be raw. But I use recipes all the time period. Yeah. Yep, whether it's ham.
All right, and here's the outside. And they've got something like a press. Don't really know what for, but it has some nuts in there. And then they've got firewood. They've got a wash basin for clothes, and there's a little tub. Oh my gosh. Also, another cool thing about this place is that they are not connected to city water. They actually have a deep well. And they have their water coming out of here, and this is actually a real pump. I don't want to waste water there. They've even got a real pantry, I think. I think this is where they store their food. Kind of creepy. I'm gonna let you guys have a gander here. So this is where they store a lot of their food for the winter. And farm tools of that era yet again. And old-timey watering cans. There's their clothesline. And now back here, we've got their shed and their livestock. They actually have a real chicken coop where they gather their eggs. Here's some farm equipment. Sorry, don't know what those do. A big shed. And now here's a shed where they have old-timey equipment. I think that helps plow. Carriage for a horse, wagons. And then on this side, I think this is where they make their metal tools and whatnot. A forger, I guess, maybe? It's where you put your iron, your coals, your hot coals, and an anvil. Some water to like shape horseshoes into, and tools and farm equipment. all this is from that era. Well, except the fire extinguisher, that's modern. Coming upon this part of the property is their woodworking shed. Let's just take a look at what they have in there. Check this out. So this is where people would just work on their wagon wheels, I guess horse-like equipment, I guess, carriages, whatnot. And then of course they have a little anvil for nails and spokes and anything that goes onto wooden equipment. Now to the inside of the museum, where we're greeted by a Viking exhibit showcasing weapons used at that time. See what I mean? No fluff. The coolest room of all. Now, unlike other museums that have fake resin molds of dinosaurs, this museum showcases which bones are real and which bones are models or fill-in. Fun fact, the reason why dinosaurs are so big is because of their rate of growth and that they keep growing in size as they get older. The mature age for a Tyrannosaurus rex is 20 years old. Triceratops. The back of the skull of a Triceratops. What is that? Neck shield.